right into it, okay? Okay, girl. I'm gonna need you to sit down. I mean, you don't have to, but it would be nice. Okay. All right. Welcome back to another book haul. Oh, I gotta adjust my seat. And I'm gonna call this a problem that we're not gonna discuss because I just posted an unhaul and then I turned around and posted a haul. So we're not gonna discuss that I have a problem. We're just gonna count what's in the problem, you know? So Eleanor would like to join us today. She's a little camera shy. She'd prefer to put her back to the camera. Are you gonna say hi? Are you gonna say hi? Okay. She's a little shy. So the first place I went to was Barnes & Noble. And I got in trouble. I was only gonna walk out with 2 things. I have a whole bag. So oh wait, this wasn't Barnes & Noble. This just got stuck in here. So we're gonna include this one, and we're also gonna include really quick, since I am just derailing, that I also just got the notification right before I hit record that my book of the month got delivered. So I'm gonna include it in here somewhere, but it's not in this part, so it's probably gonna be clipped in somewhere. So I have a hauntings for Sumner County, Tennessee, which is where I live, and it's signed. So and it's, by flipping through it, it seems like it's got some quite interesting things in it. I have quite a few of these for different areas in Tennessee, specifically like the Sumner County area of where I live. I have a few different cities, so I have a few of those. And so now we're gonna come back to my Barnes & Noble haul. I didn't have an intention of walking in Barnes & Noble that day, but once I got in there, I intended on only purchasing 2 things, and I had an entire bag. So we're not gonna discuss how that happened, but we kind of are. So the first thing that I picked up is Tender is the Flesh by Augustina. You know, I'm not even gonna attempt that last name because I actually don't know how to pronounce that, and I'm not gonna disrespectfully butcher it. But if you haven't heard of what this book is about, or you haven't heard about it, Tender is the Flesh is a horror, I think it's a horror, that they're in a world where it's I guess is it dystopian? Is it technically set in the future? Yeah, it is. It's technically set in the future, and animal meat is no longer consumable, and everything is human meat, and there are human butcheries, and people are raising humans to sell off, and it's quite a twisted thing. I guess it's a little messed up, and apparently it's written very well, but the vibes are not good. So that's what I've heard, and it made me very curious. But it also put me in mind of like The Jungle meets George Orwell is kind of what it made my brain go to, because dystopian, but also like everybody has heard about The Jungle by Upton St. Clair. If you have not heard about The Jungle, it's a modern classic about the meat packaging industry before there were as many regulations. And the most iconic scene is the immigrant worker. I'm not 100% sure where he was from. I can't remember, but the immigrant worker falling into the meat grinder, and he stayed in with the meat that was being sold. So that's kind of what it put me in mind of. I'm actually kind of excited to read this one, and it's got the French folds. Who doesn't love a good French fold? So moving on from those vibes to another extreme, I bought Know My Name by Chanel Miller. Chanel Miller is the unnamed girl that was in the Sanford sexual assault case rape trial. I'm not sure exactly what it's politically correctly called, but she is the girl that was assaulted, and she also wrote the 10-page ending statement that went viral. And I think I'm gonna actually like pick this up on audio, but I think it does have, I'm probably gonna like try to read it and listen, like follow along, but I would like to listen to the audio because she is the person that narrates the audio. But this is her memoir, and she, yeah, that's all I have about this one. I've heard it's really good, and it made me really curious. So I'm curious to know what all's in here. I've heard a couple of people read it, but I haven't, you know, heard what was in here other than it's just a few different life stories of hers, as well as her more of her statements. And then I found a $3 clearance cart for damaged books. I'm not 100% sure why this one was in there, but the sticker is on the back inside cover, which didn't make any sense, but it is Blacktop Wasteland by S.A. Cosby. I've not actually heard anything about this book in particular, but his other book that was a book of the month, Razorblade Tears, I've heard wonderful things about. So it did make me curious about this one, so I picked it up on a, oh hey, I've heard about this guy, so it made me curious, so I picked it up. And I have wanted this book for months, and I found it in the little $3 off bin, and it is the Black Flamingo. And let's just discuss how beautiful this naked book is. It's got flamingos all over it. Back when I wanted this really, really bad, I could tell you what it was about. But actually all I know right now is that it is about a teenager who wants to be in the drag community, and that's all I can tell you about that one right now, to be honest. But I do want to read it, so we'll see, because we've seen what my other hauls look like of things I have bought, because apparently I have no self-control. This next one was also in Book of the Month, but I don't believe I bought it. Was it in Book of the Month, or did I see somebody read it? Anyway, I've seen this one. I think it was in Book of the Month. It might not have been. But it is Harlem Shuffle by Colson Whitehead. But I have heard good things about it, but I'm not 100% what it's about either. I know it's historical fiction, and I believe it takes place in Harlem. And I think it does involve a little bit of crime, but that's actually all I know about it. Oh, his braids are really nice. Or his dreads, rather. Are those dreads? His dreads are really nice. You can't see this picture, but, because it's so far away, but it's got a picture of the author in the back. And the next one, the last one that I got at Barnes & Noble, I also got from the $3 cart. So I wasn't doing terrible. I was doing really good until I got up near the register and saw the $3 cart. I got A Slow Fire Burning by Paula Hawkins, who wrote is it The Girl on the Train? The Woman on the Train. The Girl on the Train. And then she wrote, oh, it was on the cover, The Girl on the Train. I'm stupid. What was the other? Out of the Water? Into the Water? Into the Water. So, and those were really good. So I picked this one up because I actually didn't know that she'd come out with another one beyond Into the Water. So I grabbed that one. I actually have no idea what this is about. I just bought it because I knew of Paula Hawkins. So that's it with the Books a Million. Where have I been? The Barnes & Noble haul. Actually, speaking of Books a Million, I did go to Books a Million, and I bought 2 books. I bought Truly Devious, which I'll just insert a picture of, and then I bought the other one, which I'll insert a picture of as well, just because I didn't think about them and now I'm mentioning them. So I went to Goodwill and got in trouble. Some of what's in here for this Goodwill haul is not actually mine. I bought it for somebody else, but since we're here and we're hauling books that I bought at Goodwill, we're going to include them. So, the first one I got, I'm not actually sure how to pronounce this woman's name. I think it's Jennifer Weiner. It could be Jennifer Weiner. I'm not really sure, to be honest. So if somebody knows, could they let me know in the comments, because I don't want to be pronouncing her name wrong. But I got Big Summer. I've seen her name everywhere, and I've been a little bit curious, so I grabbed it. So that way, if I'm disappointed, I didn't spend a lot of money to be disappointed. But this cover, the colors on this cover, I really like the vibes of. I'm a fan. I think she writes romances. I could be wrong, but I think it's romances. So, and then these are just gonna be one big stack that I pull out here. So, there was a whole slew. Okay, I bought the whole slew of the Dork Diaries books. And I have a cousin whose daughter is in the perfect age bracket for these, and I texted her and she wanted them, so I got them. And the next one I got, I don't think I own this one, but I wasn't 100%, but I did see 2 copies of it because I have a couple of her books and I have some of Chelsea Handler's books. And it's Why Not Me by Mindy Kaling. Well, Eleanor, are you tired of being in the video? And I really just buy these because they're supposed to be really good, but sometimes they'll have pictures in them. And even though I don't read them physically, I do like to try to follow along and look at the pictures because I feel that it makes the story. But I prefer to listen to the audio because Mindy Kaling narrates her own books, but also Chelsea Handler narrates her own books. And I usually buy those together somehow because they're always in the same area in the used bookstore sections, so that's why I buy these. I also have Tiffany Haddish's book, which I haven't listened to any of these on, but I would prefer, since it's their book, to listen to the audio because they're the one narrating it. And then I have seen this one everywhere. I actually have no idea what it's about, so I probably should have looked at that before I bought it. So this was a total cover buy because I've seen it everywhere. But I got Where'd You Go Bernadette, which I believe is a movie or is fixing to be a movie that's getting released. And I think that's the biggest reason I bought it, because I've heard it's really good, but also it's going to be a movie. So, yep, I'm reading the back of this, and I had no idea that this was what any of this is about, so now I'm even more curious. But, Where'd You Go Bernadette? What is this about? So I guess it's a I don't know what I was trying to say, but I guess it's a coming of age. It's not, is it a coming of age story if it's an adult fiction? I guess it's what a young adult coming of age story would be. So that's what Where'd You Go Bernadette is. And then this one, I actually also have no clue what it's about either, so I probably should have researched these before I decided to claim them. But this guy wrote Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, and I have that book as well as this one. And I didn't know that he wrote these, but I think these are really similar to the other books that I can see the covers of and I can't think of, where they're true crime kind of, or like they're true historical events, but these are more of a true crime event. And I'll insert the pictures of the ones I'm thinking of. Devil in White City, that's the one I'm thinking of. I'll insert a picture of that one. So I think these are supposed to be really similar books, but I also own his other one, which is Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. And apparently the first one was really popular, so I'm actually really curious about this one. It's about Venice. Wow. Now I'm really curious. I also think this cover was just really simple, but really cool. So that was also why I grabbed that one. And then And then the last two that I have to haul, other than my book of the month, which I don't even remember which one I chose. So, but I think I chose the thriller for this month. I, once again, have a problem. I wasn't going to get anything when I went to the library. My mother just didn't have a library card, so we went to go sign her up for one. Because, you know, in small towns, you don't have that ability online. And we walked into the little for sale book area, and I found a book with dogs on it. And when I read the back of it, I was sucked in. So it's about two single mom and her daughter, and then they start to they move into the hotel. She starts taking care of the hotel, and then her daughter befriends somebody, and then she befriends somebody, and then there's two dogs. So that was a terrible like summary of this, but the summary on the back of this is huge, so I'm not going to sit here and read the whole thing. But the parental befriending, that guy has a dog, and then the boy that the daughter befriends has a dog, but he ODs and they gain that dog. So I thought it was a cute story about dogs, because, you know, I have a problem if it's got a dog on it. I apparently want to buy it. And then I also grabbed, lastly, with the exception of the clip with the book of the month, I also bought a used copy at the library of The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison, because I'd always heard about this book. I have no idea what it's about again, but I've always heard of it. And it caught a lot of attention when Jenna Hager-Bush put it on her book club. And a lot of people didn't want you to buy that version of it because more of the proceeds went to Jenna's book club than to Toni Morrison's family. It was a whole thing. So it was a while back, but like over a year ago or so. But when I picked this up, ironically, it also had an Oprah's book club thing on it. So I didn't escape the book clubism, but I did buy a used copy of it. So maybe there's some writing in it. But I've always also heard that if you buy a used copy of this, it usually has little notes in it. So that's that. I bought The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison, and if I already own it, then oh well. Alright, so I now have my book of the month down here, so I can actually open it now. And why do I do this every time and not prepare for the fact that it's taped shut? Hi, Eleanor. Okay. Open the box. And it, of course, has the... I can't get a hold of it. The bookmark in it that it always comes with. And the book that I got is Like a Sister by Kelly Garrett. And I'm not actually 100% what it's about. I just know that I chose the mystery thriller for this month. So I'm hoping to see some other people's reviews and decide and see whether it's good or not. All right, Eleanor, are you going to tell him bye? Are you going to tell... You're not? Come here. Come here. You got to tell everybody bye. Okay. You got to tell everybody bye. All right, Eleanor. Are you ready to tell him bye? Oh, I know. You wanted to take a nap. I should have recorded this when you were snoring like you were earlier. All right. And that is all the books that I have to haul for today, with the exception, as I keep saying, of the other ones that I purchased and didn't include in here. And I'm glad Eleanor got to be a part of this today. She's not too for sure how she feels about it. Briley couldn't be bothered today because she was taking a nap. Eleanor followed me down here and got trapped in to a video. So, all right. And that's all I have for today, and I will see you in my next video.